Good morning, everyone. I'm Karen Throckmorton, and welcome to the Gourmet Paparazzi. Today we are going to go live and I'm going to show you how to make jalapeno poppers, bacon wrapped jalapenos with cream cheese. I made some this week and I posted pictures of it, and I had several people message me saying, how do you make those? So I'm making some more. We eat them all the time, so I just thought I'd hop on and show you guys how to do it real quick. All right, so I get the biggest jalapenos I can get, and I take and I look to see where the stem is, okay, kind of going up. And so then I kind of want to cut that direction. So I just take it in the middle right here and I cut all the way to the end. And then when I hit the end, I just come through. And if you're lucky, you get two stems. So it makes it kind of pretty. So we're going to put that stem up like that. We're going to cut through the middle. We're going to get to that stem. And we're going to pull. Got a little bit of the stem there. If you don't get the stem, it's not a big deal, and you can even cut off the stems, but I think it kind of makes it look pretty, so I tried to get a little bit of the stem on there. So we're going to cut this one. Hi Trisha. I'm making bacon wrapped jalapenos, so cutting at the end, watching the stem up. When I get down to the stem, I'm just going to cut right through, and you have two stems. Like I said, if you don't get a stem, it's not a big deal. This one has a huge long stem. All right, cut through the middle. Well, that was not a very good cut. And then, all right. So then you're just going to place them on a baking tray with tin foil. I do bake them on 425 degrees, so I will set my oven for that. Now, you don't have to bake these right away. You can make these like the night before and just have them in the refrigerator fresh, and then bake them when you're ready for them. All right, so last one here. All right, so what I did was I just cut all the jalapenos in half. There you go. And now I'm going to take a spoon, and I'm going to, and you can wear gloves for this if you want. You know, yeah, squirting jalapeno juice in my eyes. Speaking of eyes, contact. So you're going to take it all out. Now, if you want to leave a few seeds in there that makes it just a little bit hotter, you can. But I'm just going to take the spoon and get these seeds out. And like I said, you can wear gloves if you think that, you know, if you have contacts, and I mean, that oil stays on your hand a long time. I've been making these this week and haven't had any problem. So, all right, I'm just going to cut all these out. I do have some in the oven already, so I just want to take a quick peek at those. I'm going to pull those out, show you what they look like real quick. Those are the baked ones. I made a bean casserole with bacon and beans and stuff and tomatoes, so I'm going to throw that in the oven. It's a family recipe. I've never made it before, but my mom was wanting it, so I put it in for her. We'll see what happens with that. Okay, so back to cleaning out all our peppers. And like I said, you can leave a couple seeds in them if you want a little bit of spice. I don't think they're very hot. My mom is 91, and a couple nights ago I brought her some, and she doesn't like hot stuff. And so I brought her a couple, and last night I brought her dinner again. We had pineapple flavored bratwurst from Hy-Vee. It was really good. But I texted her and I said, do you want some jalapenos? And she said, I like those. And I said, do you want one or two? And she said two. So kind of shocked me. She said her mouth was a little warm, but they don't get really hot, I don't think. Now I use jalapenos. Someone told me the other day they use Anaheim peppers. So it's whatever your preference is. Hi Donna, making jalapeno stuffed jalapenos wrapped in bacon. Made them the other day, and got some messages asking how I made them. Trish, you still here? Say hi if you are. Trish was telling me, she posted on my wall the other day that she's craving my grilled cheese, so I told her I would tell her how to make it. So you'll either have to call me or wait till we go back to work, because it's a little bit complicated. All right, so now all our peppers are cleaned out. They're all cut in half. All right, if you missed that, you can always go back. So then what I do is I just take my cream cheese with my hands and I just fill the boat of the jalapeno, and you don't have to be like perfect. So just gonna take, it's easiest with your fingers. It goes pretty fast that way instead of trying to be all neat with a spoon. And I washed my hands. Oh, there's my buzzer. Tell me that my oven is preset. All right, I'm just going. I am getting cream cheese all over my computer. Let me wash my hands real quick here. There we go. That way I can kind of see myself. Make sure you guys can see everything. All right. We're just going to do the rest of these real quick. And then we wrap them in bacon. And the other day, the ones that I made, if you saw the pictures on Facebook, I wrapped in, I had some thick bacon. So I did it with thick bacon, and I did half slices. Now, when I baked them, the bacon kind of came off because I didn't use toothpicks. And so it really wasn't enough bacon, but sometimes if you don't have a big enough jalapeno, one whole slice of bacon is a little too much. So I baked some already. Like I said, they're in the oven. I just took them out of the oven. I'll show them here in a minute again. But on those ones, I used a thinner bacon. I didn't use a thick cut. And I did use a whole piece of bacon because my jalapenos were pretty big. Like I said, I try to pick out the biggest jalapenos there are. All right, got a couple more to do. Now we're gonna start wrapping with the bacon. I actually sold these in my Italian food truck in Fayetteville. They were a big hit as an appetizer. All right, last one. Hi, Sue Montegrano. How are you? You need to call me one of these days, or I'll try and call you. One of the two. We need to catch up. This is my friend from high school. All right, let me wash my hands real quick. All right, so at this point, like I said, I am not using the thick cut bacon. You can do whatever you want. But what I do is I take the jalapeno and I put the bacon on the back, and then I kind of go over that layer so it doesn't, you know, when it cooks, it doesn't undo. And then I just wrap. Now, I try to get the last wrapping instead of coming over to the front. If you do, you can throw a toothpick in it, but I try to get it to the bottom. All right, so I start kind of in the back. I kind of get a little bit covered there so it stays, and then just wrap it and try to end up on the bottom. Like I said, if you don't, it may come unwrapped when you cook it, but you can try and tuck it in, or the one that I had in the oven already, to show you guys here in a minute, I did put like 3 toothpicks because there were a couple that didn't make it to the back. And like I said, you know, you can use, like that one didn't come all the way through. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stick a toothpick in it so that that stays, because it's, the bacon ended up in the front. Like I said, you can use a half a piece of bacon, but just know that you will definitely have to toothpick it. I like them with a lot of bacon. That one ended up in the front too, so we're just gonna toothpick that one in. Just remember to take them out before you eat them. All right, just wrap that. Then what we do is we take granulated garlic, and I do fresh crushed, fresh ground pepper from my mill, and then I also do fresh ground kosher salt or rock salt. it kind of ended up in the front too, so I'm gonna just stick a toothpick in it. And these don't have to be perfect. We've got just a few more. And then I'll show you the ones I've already got cooked. So take the jalapeno, cut it in half. If you can cut through the stem, that's awesome because it just makes it pretty, because then you've got like a little stem there. Got a thick piece of bacon. Look for a bigger piece of jalapeno. Anyways, these are so good. And like I said, you can make them ahead of time the night before. And I am running out of bacon. I've got 3 more pieces. So we're gonna go ahead and cut these in half and just do less bacon on these last couple ones. That one happened to hit the bottom, so I don't have to toothpick that one. But yeah, I mean, you can use a half a piece of bacon, but that's all the bacon you really get. I like a full piece of bacon on it. Thin piece, so we're just going to use the one. And then I bake them on 425, and you want to bake them until that jalapeno doesn't get mushy, but gets a little cooked. It's still a little firm. All right, last piece of bacon, so I'm going to cut this piece in 2. I have more in the fridge, but it's thick cut, and then I'll just toothpick it. I just don't think a half a piece is enough bacon, so that one doesn't have much bacon on it. But it's what I have right now, so we're gonna go for it. All right, let me wash my hands real quick. Yep, I had a little leftover bacon. We'll just wrap it in there, just a little piece. All right, guys. So now our jalapenos are cut in half. They're filled with cream cheese, and they are wrapped with bacon. So you get a good look at that. Then I'm going to take granulated garlic. I don't know if you guys can read that with the light. But granulated garlic, and I'm going to sprinkle every single one of them, kind of quite liberally. Let me get a good coating on there. This doesn't have salt, granulated garlic doesn't, so I prefer it over garlic salt. Now sometimes I do use garlic salt in certain things, but if you don't want the salt but you want the garlic flavor, this is what you want to use. You want to use a granulated garlic. All right, so we're going to cover all that in granulated garlic. And you can use regular salt. I use kosher salt if I'm not using the fresh ground. We're just going to salt and pepper each one. My husband last night was peppering something. I don't know what he was peppering. He's like, man, I love the smell of this fresh ground pepper. So I mostly use this. We're just going to pepper those. And what's nice about these is you can adjust the coarseness. You've got a little button here, so you can have a finer pepper if you want, or more of a thicker pepper. The only thing about those is sometimes after I've eaten, like an hour later, I'll find peppercorn in my teeth, and then you bite down and it's hot. All right, so garlic powder, salt and pepper, jalapeno with cream cheese in it, wrapped in bacon. Like I said, you can make it the night before. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in the oven. And I'm gonna grab the one that's already done so you can get a look at that. So these are the baked ones. You just want to bake them until they're, you know, like the bacon is kind of done. And then the jalapeno is not too hard, but might have a little bit of a crunch. So you can kind of, you know, squeeze on it and know if it's done. Like this one was a tiny itty bitty one, so I put a half a piece of bacon on it. But see how that pepper is kind of cooked. And they're really not hot, but like I said, if you want a little more heat, you can just leave some of the peppers in. All right, do we have any questions? Take a couple minutes for that, see if anyone has any questions. And then I'm out. I will post this on my YouTube channel. All right, guys, appreciate you watching. See you soon. Thanks, bye.